In today's video, I'm going to be convincing you to read some thrillers and horror books that are on my read shelves with just one sentence, maybe two. Welcome and welcome back to Reading Sprints and Chai Sips. I'm your girl SASHABONAY, and I love to read thriller and horror books. However, not all of them make the cut to stay on my shelves because I don't think a lot of them are good. Even though I've read them, I might have enjoyed them somewhat. Some I just find ridiculous and not good at all. But then there are others where I'm like, ooh, that deserves a reread. The only books that are not on this thriller/horror shelf in this office here are Book of the Month books or any book box books because they have their own separate shelf. So if you want me to do a video trying to convince you to read Book of the Month thrillers, let me know down in the comments. But today is just a regular shelf behind me with regular horror and thriller books. So there's some Stephen King, there's some Geneva Rose, there's Michelades, there's a couple of people. And I'm going to try to convince you of a couple of books. Not all of them, just a few. So let's get into it. First up is You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva Rose. A woman books an Airbnb in the middle of nowhere, and you'll be surprised at how dysfunctional the people there are and what's actually going on. Next is The Landlord by Brandon Massey. A family finds a house that seems too good to be true in price, in neighborhood, in everything possible that a house could be when you're looking for one, and realizes very soon that they just can't leave it. Next up is 7 Days by Alex Lake. A woman has been kept imprisoned in a basement for 12 years. And in 7 days, her child turns 3 and she needs to plan her escape before she loses him. The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. In this book, 2 strangers have a delayed flight and they meet at the bar while waiting for their flight to get back on track. And they start telling each other secrets. And one secret is that he hates his wife. And the confession from that is, you should kill her. Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. And instead of Groundhog Day, where you relive the same day over and over, imagine going back in time from the moment of the crime to the point where it initially started. The Spite House by Johnny Compton. Imagine a man who goes on the run with his 2 daughters. He has to pay for everything in cash. They're constantly moving. They can't settle down. He comes across a caretaker position for a spite house, which he takes, but it was built out of spite. All of the evil that is imaginable is in this home. Next up is When the Wolf Comes Home by Nat Cassidy. Imagine you're at home, you just got off of work, you have a lot of things running through your mind, and you find a child in the bushes. You take said child into your home, and at one point you even look out of your sliding doors to see a wolf. Not any wolf, a wolf big enough to be the size of a freaking room. What do? The Silent Patient by Alex Michelades. A criminal psychotherapist is infatuated by a woman who hasn't spoken since her husband was murdered. And he runs down this rabbit hole of why she isn't speaking, what's the last thing she said, saw, and if she is actually the person who killed her husband. Next up is Pet Sematary by Stephen King. A family moves into a lovely home on a lovely plot of land, only to find out that there is a pet cemetery in their backyard. Also, a road that has tractor trailer trucks, big monster trucks that run down this road at the fullest of speeds, at the fastest of speeds. And there's a feeling of dread, real, imagined, and dreamt of while they're there. Each one of them feel it. Do they stay? The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. In this one, a lawyer finds out that her husband has been cheating on her because her husband gets arrested for that woman's death. And now she has to get her husband off for that murder in order for her and him to move forward. The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Imagine in the 1940s, your daughter starts acting different, being violent, cursing, maneuvering in ways you've never saw fit, and no matter how many doctors you take her to, no one can come to one consensus of what is actually wrong with her. You go to the church and they suggest an exorcism. Next up is Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. One early morning, there is a line outside of a store that is hiring for jobs. A Mercedes plows into those people, children included, babies included, mows them down. That is Mr. Mercedes. Will he be caught? Pretty Things by Janelle Brown. Two very different women are brought together for the scam of a lifetime, but who's actually being scammed? I don't know if I did my best. Let me know down below if I convinced you with a sentence or more, because I tried. You guys, I really did try to condense it. If I convinced you to read any of the books that I mentioned. There weren't a lot of horror, because again, horror books just do not stay on my shelves after I read them, because they're not good horror to me. So also recommend me some good scary horror down below, and I'll see if I can check those out. But if you've made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, put a comment down. Let me know how you liked the video and what other genre I could try to convince you to read with just a sentence or two. Let me know. But until next time, bye.